Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help and welcome back to another video today. So today we have the Project Rebalance skilling changes and a little bit of Mage training arena changes. Let's check this out. So it starts off by talking about some hotfix changes, and let's get to the good stuff. So as you have gathered from the massive list of patch notes above, this week's update marks the first set of Project Rebalance updates. We shan't repeat the massive list of patch notes or our previous blogs on the topic, which can be found here and here. We would, however, like to make it clear that we'll be closely monitoring your feedback for this update and will be making further adjustments as necessary. As always, please do reach out if you think there's anything we've missed or if there's something that doesn't feel right. Your feedback is invaluable. We'll do our best to keep things brief. Let's see the changes. Starting off with everyone's favorite skill in the game, agility. So we've adjusted XP rates for the following agility courses. So pretty much it looks like a lot of them anyways got a buff. So right now, for example, Draenor is about 9k an hour, bumped up to 10k. Kind of massive at level 1, right? It's a pretty 10% increase right there, and you can keep going down the list to see all of the changes. Some of them also, for example, better marks of grace than the Seers Village, so it makes the Prifddinas course worth doing rather than sticking to, say, the Seers Village one. Yeah, and it keeps going down the list here. You know, some of them are great. So let's see what the Artie went from about 62k to 70k, which is pretty significant, especially for it being one of the fastest ways in the game to train agility. And it looks like running up to the 4th floor of the Hallowed Sepulchre, Jesus Christ, is about 81k XP an hour now. That's probably the best rate you're going to get in the game. You'll be able to double check whether you're getting additional XP for your achievement diaries with relevant diary NPC. Additionally, marks of grace have been added to the following courses. Let's go, this is huge. Trinum Stronghold, the Shazian Basic, Shazian Advanced, Barbarian Outpost, Ape Atoll. Wow, you can get it on the Ape Atoll course now. I did all the monkey backpacks. I would have got marks of grace the whole time. Werewolf and the Dorkishan agility course, so that's awesome. You love to see, because these are kind of courses people never really touched, but now if they do, say, give you marks of grace, it makes them a little bit more worth it. Marks of grace rates have also been improved at the Fremennik and the Prifddinas rooftop courses. Lastly, we've removed the most frustrating fail points from Shazian Rope Walk, Alcrid Roof Slides, Draenor Wall Cross, Draenor Village Tightrope, Valador Tightrope, Prifddinas Market Stall Jump, Relica Jump to Pier the Seers House. So I guess they're just removing the most frustrating fail points, which is also good for quality of life. That's the worst thing ever when you're training agility and you're almost at the end and you fucking fall. Like, who the hell wants that? Shortcuts. After spending some time with these improved courses, you might find yourself wanting to put those agility levels to use. Let's be honest, people like the run and the stamina hardly ever use a shortcut unless it's kind of like a necessary thing. I mean, maybe. I don't typically use them, but maybe they're very useful. So there's a bunch of these. You can feel free to pause the video, look at them, and see all of these new shortcuts. Additionally, we've made some adjustments to the handful of pre-existing shortcuts, making them, I guess, better quality of life. Again, not going to read all these out. That would just be a waste of your time. You can feel free to pause it, look at it if you are interested. The Brimhaven Agility Dungeon, we're almost at the end of our agility section and have a final list of tweaks for you to cast your keen eyes over. Before we start rattling things off, one of the most independently noticeable changes here is that near enough every obstacle in this 2-decade-old dungeon has been sped up. That is nice. Now for some specifics, all of the easy, medium, and hard obstacles have been grouped up, and fail rates have been standardized with each tier. Players no longer need to tag 2 pillars, players no need to longer tag 2 pillars back to back to earn tickets. Each tag on a dispenser will now reward you with agility XP scaling every 10 levels of agility. And agility XP tickets and the agility score voucher. That's great, because I never ever, maybe pre-OC, but I've never done this on old school RuneScape just because I remember it just being the worst thing ever. Agility XP tickets can now be redeemed from Pirate Jackie's The Fruit revamped shop for 345 agility XP each. This XP no longer scales with how many are handed in. That's very interesting. So yeah, just some nice overall improvements to the Brimhaven agility course. Maybe it's worth doing now. So moving right along, we jumped from the worst skill in the game to arguably the best skill in the game. Slayer has been a fan favorite skill for years at this point, but it's about to get even better. Slayer Masters have new dialogue option, which allows you to cancel a task after being assigned one, assuming you have the points. Quality of life. Storing tasks with the task storage unlock is now free. Sour Hogs can now only be assigned by Spria. Added a minimal loot tab for fever spiders, retaining their niche but useful quorum drops. Reduce the range defense bonus of killer watts to -10. Mazacha no longer assigns players Earth Warrior tasks. Vanica no longer assigns the following tasks. This is where it gets huge. So Vanica, probably one of the Slayer Masters you use at the very start of the game, will no longer assign Rock Slugs, Earth Warriors, Green Dragons, Bronze Dragons, Crawling Hands, Cave Bugs, Cave Crawlers, Banshees, Cave Slime, Lizards, Wall Beast, and Killer Walls. So basically all of the garbage shit tasks that give you no drops, no experience, and you know, you're a 40 combat and you get assigned Bronze Dragons. Like, what the fuck? Sheldar no longer assigns the following tasks: Infernal Mages, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Wall Beasts, Heartbeat, Bug Swarms, Mogres, Cockatrice, Pyre Fiends, Lizards, Rock Slugs, Cave Slime, Banshees, Cave Crawlers, Steel Dragons, Iron Dragons, and Bronze Dragons. Once again, all the shitty tasks. Reduce the minimum and maximum quantities on Slayer tasks from lower level Slayer Masters. So to reduce the minimum and maximum. Interesting. Thieving. This set of changes should add a little more variety to your crime sprees. Pickpocketing. So gnomes have had their pickpocket failure rate reduced and now have an uncommon chance to provide medium clue scrolls. Paladins had their pickpocket failure rate reduced and now have a rare chance to get elites. Heroes, same thing with elite. Paladins were hard. Heroes are elite. And all of these clue scrolls are affected by the rates increased from their respective combat achievement tier. Very good. Reduced failure rate. These are just very annoying NPCs to pickpocket overall. And now reduced rate, and we can get some clue scrolls out of it. So stalls, improved respawn timers and XP rates for the following stalls: crafting, monkey food, monkey general, tea, wine, seed, fur, fish, crossbow, silver, spice, magic, scimitar, gem, and ore stalls. So improved respawn times and XP rates for the following. So this is good. These are all like kind of low level or niche scenarios where you'd be doing them, but to make them better, and the improved respawn timers is good because if there's multiple players, it just can be kind of annoying. Ooh, we're moving right along to mining. So this set of tweaks spans a huge variety of mining training methods, activities, and mini games. So core mining changes. Increased clue geode rates by 30% across the board. That's massive. Amethyst veins now give players 2 to 3 amethyst before depleting. That's also freaking huge. If you've ever mined amethyst, you know exactly what I mean. Access to the gem mine now only requires the medium Karamja diary. Was it the hard before, maybe? Added better messaging on the use of an uncharged amulet of glory here. Added better messaging on the use of an uncharged amulet of glory. Whatever that means. Mining gloves reworked to make them more desirable. Mining gloves are guaranteed to save a rock X amount of times, dependent the tier of gloves and the tier of rocks. Mining gloves now work on iron, coal, gold, silver, and provide 1 rock save. Superior mining gloves work on adamant and mithril and provide 1 rock save on these and 2 on the previous ores. Expert mining gloves work on amethyst and runite and provide 1 rock save on these tiers, 2 rock saves on the ores the superior mining gloves works on, and 3 on iron, coal, gold, and silver. That's awesome because I have the expert mining gloves. Adjusted the price of mining gloves. So mining gloves are 40 unidentified minerals, superior are 100, and combining the gloves is 40. That I feel like that's a lot cheaper than what they were before, right? Wasn't it like 400? Or I could be freaking wrong. Added more nice spots to mine sandstone and granite. Great. Motherlode mine. Veins on the lower floor now last between 23 and 27 seconds. Veins on the upper floor now last between 36 and 40 seconds. Coal now provides XP when harvested from pay dirt. Did it not before? What the hell? That's going to be a massive increase to mining XP here. This leads to a decent XP buff on the lower levels when the chance to get coal is high. The hopper now has an upper cap of 108 pay dirt, replacing the previous deposit functionality. For 50 nuggets, you can now unlock the super hopper, which allows you to deposit from upstairs. What? That is massive and huge. I like that a lot. Lowered the requirement for the upper floor to 57 mining. Not sure what it was before. It'd be cool if they showed that. The achievement diary task now only requires the helmet instead of the full outfit. Why? That doesn't even make sense. I guess quality of life. Added a warning when your sack and about to clean. Whoa. Added a warning when your sack and about to be cleaned dirt is more than the sack capability. Okay, so that's just a quality of life once again. We've added an update to the interface to show how much room you've got left in your sack. I'm pretty sure there's already a Runelite plugin for that, but yeah. The volcanic mine. Solo trips are now more viable. Solo runs have reduced variance on vent destabilization. Added the mining outfit to the volcanic mine reward shop, so if you want to do that rather than say the motherlode, that's cool. Removed both the kudos requirement and the reward claim requirement. Oh yeah, you needed like some kudos to enter this. This is why I couldn't actually do it in the league and why I didn't max the last league, because wasn't about to do that kudos. Maybe I couldn't, maybe that was the reason. Blast mine. We visually reworked the area of blast mine. Upper XP by 10% across the board, or up to the XP by 10% across the board. Lowered the price of dynamite. RIP to the Chambers of Zarek. I get a shit ton there. I think it's dynamite anyways. Decreased the explosion radius of dynamite by 1 tile. Increased the blast ore despawn timer. Increased sack capability. A new reward from the Cabos Elite Diary increases your chance to obtain higher tier ores by 10%. Maybe it's worth doing some blast mine. I think it actually has always been worth doing. It's good XP, right? Zolcano. Talk to Re and Un to toggle between resources and XP rewards. Toggling resources off does not remove your eligibility for unique and pet rewards. XP rewards are aimed at about 50,000 experience per hour. Oh yeah, so they talked about this before, where basically people were complaining that Zolcano, for it being a scaling boss, doesn't give XP. So there's like an option now where you can get XP and less rewards, I believe. Remove the forced amount of downs from Zolcano. Interesting. Zolcano can now be killed in 1 rotation, provided you have the DPS, of course. This is going to mean mass worlds are just going to be insane, right? Fixed an issue where players could boost one another's unique rates by leaving before the fight was over. Jesus, people are so crazy. Miscellaneous skilling. Improved the light orbs activity. I don't even know what that is. Lumbridge Elite Diary now offers double wire when being thieved. Thieving wire fail rates have been reduced at the top end. Replacing a light orb now grants 50% of the fire making XP as crafted XP instead, with the addition of now requiring the same crafting level. Counter added to track how many light orbs you've replaced. Bonus XP is now granted every 50 light orbs instead of 100. Added an indicator that will show you where the closest broken light orb is when repairing one, if there is one nearby. I really need to check this out because I've never done this before. Guthix rests can now be made in 1 action. Additionally, players will be warned when mixing ingredients in the wrong order. Barbarian potions can now use the make all functionality. This can be toggled in the in the settings menu. The Necklace of Faith now provides 25% prayer points on activation, up from 10%. A lot of these things, I don't know what they are. The Ring of Pursuit now has a 100% chance to fully reveal hunter tracks, up from 25%. Ephetheri's Aid now provides the ability to hurt all tier 1, tier 2 vampires with regular weapons with 50% reduced damage output. It also provides a 15% buff to the accuracy of silvery and vampire specific weaponry. Wow. Creating a toxic blowpipe now requires 78 fletching, up from 53. That's very weird, right? Why was it 53 fletching? 78 makes more sense. That's a nerf. That's all from the first part of the project Rebalance, but we'll be back soon with the second half. Again, we'll be keeping a close eye on your feedback, so be sure to send it our way. So now for some of the Mage training arena changes. So removed the delay when casting Telenetic Grab and Bones to Peaches / Bananas. This applies across the entire game. The Pizzazz hat is no longer required to enter the minigame. Okay. Players can now log out inside most of the rooms and retain their progress with the exception of the Telenetic room, which makes total sense. The Telenetic room is kind of like, if you've ever done it, I think you have to complete like 5 or 10 rooms and then you like get the points and the XP or something like that. But now that you can log out, that's massive. Probably that will alone make a lot more people want to do this. There is now a UI element that shows your pizzazz points in the lobby. There is now a bank chest upstairs. That's cool. Yeah, you always had to run back to the bank or go to the PKing or the dueling staking arena. Added the Mage training arena to the grouping menu. All 4 rooms have had their point cap doubled. That's another massive thing. You had to leave after X amount of points, especially now that you can log out. You can just get a lot of points. So Alchemist Playground 16,000, the Enchant Chamber is 32,000, and the Graveyard and the Telenetic Room 8,000 points. So the Telenetic Room, completing a maze now rewards 250 magic XP, which stacks with the existing XP rewards. Maze completion messaging is now more player friendly. After completing 5 mazes, your run energy will now be replenished. That is so good. No more stamina potions there, whatever the hell people were taking before. The Maze Guardian in the Telenetic Theater now moves faster. Oh yeah, he was so slow. That's what made this room so painful. So now that he moves faster, that is good. The Alchemist Playground. Players now have the chance to obtain extra points if extra coins are deposited between thresholds. Any remainder coins now give you a corresponding percentage chance at an extra point. For example, depositing 150 coins will net you 1 point and 50% chance of a second point. Okay. The oh yeah, like 150 GP is nothing. The Alchemical Guardian is now static and visible from every cupboard you might be standing in front of. Okay, the cupboards now open by default and will only close for a moment when the items are being changed. This should make getting items from cupboards less frustrating. Yes. Oh my god, I love this because this is like, I wouldn't say dead content, but such old content, and they're just making it like more modernized and better. Players will no longer be warned when casting alchemy on untradeable items from within this room. Makes sense. The alchemy value and positions of items will now only change once a minute. It wasn't like very short before? I don't know. Players may now take up to 5 items at a time by right-clicking the cup. What? They just killed it with this. This is so much better. The Enchanting Chamber. Magic XP is now granted for depositing objects. We now store the bonus rune rewards from players to claim when they leave the room rather than giving them out when objects are deposited. There is now a 1 in 32 chance of finding Dragonstone while searching for shapes in the Enchanting Chamber. I think the Dragonstones give a lot more points or XP or something. Please note the Dragonstones cannot be taken out of the room and must be deposited for points. There is at least one of each color shape in every corner, which should, oh my god. I just remember because I just did this on the leagues and I'm like visualizing all these rooms, and seeing the changes makes me kind of want to do it on my Ironman. The creature graveyard. Players will now only take damage from falling bones, although they can save themselves by moving out of the way. Bonus runes that used to be given on depositing fruit are now given on exiting the room. Yeah, because your inventory would like stack up, right? And you just end up dropping them. Depositing fruit will now reward 5 XP for a banana and 10 XP for a peach. Bones to bananas and bones to peaches can now be cast while running in the arena. Bones to peaches tablets now work on bones in the mage training arena. Pay to win. Peaches now count as 2 portions of fruit when deposited in the chute, meaning you will need half as many to get the graveyard plaza points. Yeah, I really like what they're doing. They're incentivizing you to unlock bones to peaches sooner. Players can no longer bring certain bones that can be converted into fruit with them into the graveyard. Didn't know people were doing. Actually, I think part of the league you could bring like a shit ton of bones in, and there was that thing where you could unnote them. But maybe you could always have done that before, but now I guess you can't do that, or it's certain bones. Other changes implemented a toggle for missed clue scroll notification. Messages for each tier of clue scroll can now be enabled individually. They recently added this thing where if you get a clue scroll and you already have one in the bank, it's like, oh, you missed out on one. Christmas crackers are now more generous than less random, allowing players to wish for a specific colored party hat and trinket. In addition, both you and your friend will receive prizes. I think people are using Christmas crackers to do like gambling or something like that, so this is why they made that change. Kind of seems weird to change such an OG thing, but I think the reason was because of people gambling and doing illegal stuff. Shops no longer cause purchases to overflow onto the ground if you create an empty inventory space by spending the last of your coins. The coins and keys bequeathed by cremating Shades of Morton now stay on the pedestal for 5 minutes rather than 30 seconds. Other players cannot take them during this time. The rumor option on the whistle now mentions which hunter was the source of the rumor. The death protection value of the imbued slave amulet has been reduced now that their imbue cost can be refunded on death. The coal bag now gives more of its feedback messages via chat rather than via pop-up messages. Plant pots can now be auto-filled when used on soil from farming patches. Pots can only be filled if the patch is empty and without weeds. The Vial Smasher and Pot Smasher can now be toggled in the settings menu. That's great. You have to walk over to that guy. The Canifis Meat Shop, Sawmill Shop, and Piscarellius General Shop now have Ironman, UIM, and GIM variants. Oh, okay, so different. Okay, so like if you're an Ironman, you won't have to use the same shops as other people. That's huge. I don't really know what they sell there, but that's huge. Not only have we moved the 3 rogues chests closer to each other, but they will now stay open until they are restocked. And we've adjusted the delay when opening them. That's that new method that people knew. They updated it. That method people are doing in the wilderness to train thieving. Echo boots now require 75 defense. Any player that has completed or started the Easter 2024 event will now unlock Sunny Side Up music track upon their next login. The Abyssal Dagger will now apply the correct reduction when using its special attack. Resolved inconsistencies when using Vesta's Spear in Deadman and Bounty Hunter. You can now scry Sears Village, Ganel, and the Grand Exchange if you have the corresponding teleport unlocked at your Portal Nexus or Scrying Pool. Using the Portal Nexus no longer shows the wrong areas. Huh. Fixed an issue where players were able to use excluded spells in clan wars. People, man, they always find their ways. Fixed a bug where crafting new meat and fur pouches deleted the contents of the existing ones. Fixed a visual issue within the League's 3 teleport. Wow, what a bunch of changes, man. Jesus. Huge fan of a lot of the changes. They are really good. They're just fixing a lot of the quality of life kind of stuff in the game, making kind of the content people really don't like. They're making it just more convenient, easy to do. Little bit of buffs here and there, but it's always good. You know, the game's evolving. We're getting a lot of new players, and it's like 10%, you know, like a little bit better here and there, making some of the items more useful. Huge fan of it. I love skilling. Skilling is, I like it just as much as combat and PvM, to be honest with you. I was always a skiller, not a killer, so it's really nice to see some appreciation and love for skilling, and I really think that they, with this part 1 anyways, they've really done a good job with the agility, Slayer, mining, and thieving. They really did a good job with just fixing them, because they were either like really good skills, but then parts of them, like Slayer for example, like some of the tasks were just garbage. Fixed that, you know. And then agility, a little bit of better XP and more shortcuts. Really good overall. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. I've got a really special video planned for, I guess, Sunday, maybe Sunday upload. We'll have to see, Sunday or Monday. Yeah, anyways, I will catch you in the next one. See ya later.